real quick. Do this. Baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it. Right. Hey, my name BK. I got cut off in my last video. I don't know what happened. My phone died, so that's what happened. But I don't know if it's gonna upload. I hope somebody gets a chance to see it. I was basically at the end anyway, but whatever. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's wbrazzellkinney, spiritual renegade potential guru. I'm probably gonna change my name soon. I don't know. And I'm here on all matters spiritual, psychological, numerological, and just, the things that we don't pay attention to because they're not visible physical things. This is my shtick. If you're returning, ways up. This video is definitely overdue. But here I am, once again, being put back together. Thank you, Kelly Clarkson. Subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, and comment down below when I'm finished or during, so we can chat about it, or so you can give me some feedback on if this resonates for you, how you feel about it, or if there's anything you want me to know, because I only know what I know. And it's not a whole lot. It's a drop in the ocean, in the universe of knowledge. I always have room to learn more. Student of life. But here we go. So this is going to be a general reading. Usually on Thursdays, I had set up this thing where I would do a specific reading on each, specific day. If I got a chance to record that day, that reading will be based on that day and what was designated as the reading for that day. So usually on Thursdays, I do the truth and nothing but tarot to give you information on the truth and nothing but what it is you need to know, where you may have been misled, misinformed, and just things that, maybe needed confirmation or clarity that have been going on or going on in the future. Was usually my Thursday, tarot reading. Today, thank you, Viz Hair Therapy. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Saturn return, which I do have a couple videos on earlier in my channel. So if you haven't watched those, take a minute, go back and watch those. It may or may not be interesting to you. I'm a Capricorn. I'm not boring. I'm just a Capricorn. But yeah, the Saturn return. Let's get into it. So if you don't know, and I'm going to, you can skip past it. Well, it's live. So once it uploads, you can skip past this part if you already know about Saturn and Saturn returns. Saturn, though, is the planet. It's one of the largest planets. The only planet larger than Saturn is Jupiter. But Saturn is the father of time. It's Kronos. It's the planet that rules the energy of restrictions, enforcements, institutions, the status quo, following directions, gaining prosperity and wealth and abundance after a long period of time and hard work, pain, drama, karma, all things that can be associated with it. But it's father time. It's the Grim Reaper. It's death. It's a lot of things. And then because it's so big and so far away, Saturn is one of those planets that doesn't return to where it's been for about 28 years. So each sign gets a nice little period of, hey, here's Saturn, the judge and jury, the MF and CO, correctional officer, the hall monitor, the parking meter ticket person. It's the person who is going to punish you if you did wrong, but it's also going to reward you if you're doing right. But all the while, you won't see the results or the punishment for a period of time. I'm currently going through my Saturn return. I feel like it's like in the middle, about to hit this climax. I have Saturn in Aquarius. Now, Saturn just recently I don't know what I'm watching. Saturn just recently transitioned, had ingressed or moved into the sign of Pisces, meaning it just moved out of Aquarius. And For me, that was kind of quick, just looking at the placements, but also looking at my everyday life, I can definitely tell my Saturn return. I'm 29, by the way. Can definitely tell that my Saturn return is in full effect. I felt the shadow phase at 28. I felt the build up at 20. I'm sorry. I felt the shadow phase at 27. I really started feeling the energy of it at 28, and then here I am at 29, like really in the midst of it. And so that was 3 years. I have this is again might be the climax coming soon because Saturn, which is in Pisces, is going to retrograde back into Aquarius, and that's really when it's going to hit me. But let's just talk about it, I guess. So 2 years ago, what was going on? Um, I had a car. I was hustling. I was, had a little bit of money. I felt good. I was doing things and making choices that at the time felt really good and seemed like really like sense making type of, they just seemed like decisions that either felt good or were the right thing to do or like just was great for the time. However, I did find out very shortly after that especially with Saturn going into, and this was at this time Saturn was leaving my 10th house of career status, accomplishments, and goals. So at that point I was doing pretty well. Saturn rules Capricorn. Capricorn was is in my 10th house, and that's where Saturn was going through. So it was like I was being noticed. I had, was accomplishing things. I was hitting my goals. You know, I was following the rules for the most part. Not I wouldn't, even if I didn't follow the rules, I was like loopholing, like bending the rules but not breaking the rules. Um and it changed a lot since then. Currently I don't have a car. I had to move back into my mom's house and um am looking for a steady job. Like Saturn, when Saturn returns to the place that it's been for you in your natal chart, it really is a period and an era, a time of everything that you thought that you knew is about to break down. You're gonna have to relearn things. You might have to start from the bottom of square one of like financial stability, home security, relationships. A lot of times I found out through other astrologers like Alyssa Sharp, Dr. Honey Astrology, and Lady Dunkeva. I said that completely wrong, but just there are quite a few astrologers who I have been watching and looked up to and have gotten information from their experiences, where a lot of times during their Saturn returns or during a Saturn return, especially if it's in your eighth house, a lot of people have this um, trauma and this pain and this shaking up of their foundation of life, where significant people in their life end up passing, not being a part of their life anymore, and that's part of the journey of the Saturn return of everything's breaking down, learning to relive, learning to enjoy life, learning to establish relationships and get to the point of stability, um and really just like it's really like a final, like it's not like a or like a midterm, um those quizzes, those assessments, those things that you have to really really focus on, get the information so that you can pass. So it's like for the last 20 some odd years, 27, 28 years, I have been learning things, growing, and having a life based on what I thought I knew. And at this point now, I'm realizing I don't know a damn thing. There's so much to learn, so many things to add to who you are that can help you mature, be more accomplished and established. And at this point, I'm like really like getting there, but I'm not there. But I'm also realizing those things that I thought I knew and had learned are really like insignificant to everyday real life living life. So the Saturn return, it's like a birthday. It's like a Saturn birthday. So I was 0 years old in Saturn time, and I am officially almost 1 years old in Saturn time, getting ready to live out these next almost 30 years, with when I come out of this, uh, a wealth of new knowledge, abundance, stability, prosperity, and just, having my foundation being put together in a way where when the ground shakes and the wind whistles, you know, my situation, my foundation is not affected, right? Um, I don't know. There's not much more I want to get into, cause yeah, but I'll also say, um, I had to really like focus on my health management. Making sure that I'm healthy, staying alive, and taking care of my personal needs, um, as well as like really just learning how to deal with people, set up boundaries, and have more of a sense of individuality and becoming, you know, very content and happy and comfortable with myself in other situations with people and knowing what to do and how to help. I have so because Saturn's in my 12th house, right? So that is the house of mystery is the eighth house, but really the house of illusions, delusions, disillusionment, institutions, jail, isolation, spirituality, understanding your subconscious, the collective conscious, and the other side of the veil in a lot of ways. So I'm, you know, learning how to have a more realistic look at life. And with Saturn in, trans transiting transitioning into Pisces, there's a lot of really like learning in which ways like I've been programmed that are not helping me in my everyday, not helping me to shine and have the strength and stability to enforce what I know to be completely true and righteous, and moving into those places where I do have a sense of stability and comfortability, right? So, um, and then, it's in my 12th house of Aquarius, which is the humanitarian sign, opposite of Leo, which is the egotistical, king royalty sign of focus on me. Um, I'm learning how to be of service in a detached way that has, nothing to do with me. Like learning how to benefit others when I can, but also having healthy boundaries and realizing I can't do everything for everybody, but I do have a lot of skills and talents that I can use, but I have to use those things on me first. So that's where I'm going. That's where I'm kind of at with my Saturn return at the age of 29, going into 30 with my Saturn return in Pisces. I'm still on that edge of being stable. And yeah, it's a lot of things that go into that. So there's that. But I did do a quick shuffle, right? I shuffled the cards to do a quick general collective reading and of the energy. I have some cards over here and another deck that I'll be using to clarify. Actually, I have three decks over here. My cards that I've been using for a while. And we're gonna get into just real quick what the energy is. It is Taurus season. It is excuse me. It is a Mercury retrograde that we're going into, and it is the change of seasons. There's a lot of things going on, so could definitely channel message be a time that's it's springtime, so this definitely might be the time to do some spring cleaning, to cleanse your space and your energy, and to release some of those things that no longer serve you. Like with this Mercury retrograde, I think and I did kind of talk about it. I hope the video uploads. But the Mercury retrograde is coming back to really shine light on all those things that you value and have love for and make you feel comfortable and passionate. But yeah, I just lost my train of thought. But there's definitely an energy of holding on to things, and you know, don't be a hoarder, because if you when you hold on to things that no longer serve you or your energy, you're really just making a lot less space, making it a lot more difficult for new things and blessings and bigger opportunities to come in because you're holding on to certain things, right? So the cards that I have, these are my cards. I can't turn the camera around, I don't think. Oh yes, yes I can. I just learned something new. Dang, you know what? Spirit be right on time. So before I get into the cards, I'm gonna do a quick energy clearing. I have done this earlier. I am, prayed up and stayed up and blessed up, but we're gonna just clear the energy with my singing bowl real quick, and then we'll get into it. If you are listening with headphones, I would advise you to turn the volume down just a smidge, because this can be a little loud. But I do thank you. And so here we go. Okay, and thank you so much for being a part of my life experience and the journey. Here we go. So we have so here are the cards I've already shuffled. This is just the pre-shuffle. I'm gonna do the other deck to get more into it. But the cards that we have: too hot for the kitchen. Somebody might be heated, angry, upset, or there's an intensity building up somewhere. Seasonal love. Definitely a change of seasons. Definitely a time of embracing what is new and really finding love in adaptability of being able to change. With these two cards, I'm feeling like somebody may feel like their time has passed or a fling is over with, and they're a little upset about that. With total eclipse of the heart, we also have that with the energy of someone's heart space is blocked, someone's heart chakra is blocked, or someone is not showing the love that they have in the healthiest of ways or at all. I'm going to say at all because swept under the rug, someone is avoiding something, someone is really trying to ignore a situation or information or place or people and just like act like it doesn't exist, which is not healthy. So there's definitely a need to really pull the energy back up and into yourself, really pull into yourself, really again release those energies that no longer serve you so that you can be built back up with the energies that you desire and need. And then who are you going to call? This is an energy of where is of support, of having a team, having those who can aid and assist you. And with all of these cards, with the overall energy being PTSD, so there's someone who's feeling a trauma. Someone feels like they've been traumatized, betrayed, or hurt in some way that's really bothering them. With this Mercury retrograde, there's this energy of, if there was some type of trauma that definitely needs to be worked on and released and dealt with, it's causing an inner pressure. It needs to be spoken on so it can be released. There needs to be an understanding and a clarity of a relationship or a situation. Is it serious? Is it standing the test of time? Does it need to be let go of, or has the time passed, right? And there could be, and I keep seeing these two cards go together: too hot for the kitchen with total eclipse of the heart again. So there's an intensity building, but at the same time there is a blockage of the heart. So like if someone feels this love intensely for someone, they're not expressing it. There's definitely energy of repression, suppression, not you know expressing and conversing the energy and those things that needs to be expressed and talked about, right? Something can't be avoided any longer, because at this point it's like, ready or not, here I come, you can't hide, and I'm gonna find you. And at that time, you know there's nothing that can be done about what's going to happen, or the relationship. So I'm seeing either it's going to end, or there's going to be a communication that happens that gives you or someone this sense of being supported, of being, held and cared for, and that's going to give you the ammunition that you need to, I really just heard shoot for the stars. That's so cliche. But this is an energy of, you have the support that you need to heal the traumas that you've dealt with and to focus on those things that you feel give you power to move forward, be productive, and make something happen. So there's that. Um, what else? I'm gonna shuffle these cards real quick, see what comes out. Again, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If my channel is for you, I love it. If it's not for you, I am not upset about it. Things happen. People live. Sometimes people love. But what is it that we need to know? What can I also find out, get from this situation? That's way too many. But the first card that we have that just came out is Your Path Alone, right? So with the cards that came out in the other deck, it's definitely an inner lips, teeth, tip of the, and I thank you. It's definitely an energy of feeling hurt and wanting to reconcile and or release some type of relationship. And then the first card that came out here, Your Path Alone, is definitely talking about after this trauma has been released, or even even if it hasn't yet, there's a need. Spirit is telling you to take some time to be alone, really be by yourself, and feel and understand and come to some type of, contentment with being alone, and letting relationships stay where they're at, or to be released in order to make you feel good, you know because health is wealth. It's all that matters. And if you're in a place where your mental, physical, or emotional health are not up to par or in alignment, that's not a situation you need to be in. Wow, I didn't even look at this card, but this card, second card that came out, is Made for Motion. So Your Path Alone and Made for Motion, there's definitely a need to do some shadow work, to get to the bottom of some type of pain or trauma, and doing it alone. Just you and spirit, you and God, walking down that path. I also am getting the energy, the message of, there's definitely a situation that needs to be moved out of, um, or someone is coming towards you to start a situation. Give me cards face up, spirit. Thank you. Okay, whatever. And illusory obstacles, which I was just talking about in the Saturn, as part of the Saturn portion of the video, but illusory obstacles. So this whole thing, the trauma, the relationships, the desire to be back together or to build something new, leave a situation, and the fact that there's work that has to be done on your own. There's definitely an energy of, there are made up or imagined blockages of, why you can't get to the point that you want to get to. Those things that you, and I just heard, are making excuses about, those things that are keeping you from your happiness and doing what you need to do. Those things, for the most part, are all in your head. And I really am not trying to trigger nobody, but those things are not real obstacles. They're not really in the way. It's not as big of a problem as it's seeming, or it's being made to be believed. Like there's an anthill somewhere, and you feel like because this anthill is on the ground between you and your destination, you can't get to your destination, and that's so not the case. Okay, so these last three cards. One faithful friend. So if you do have someone in your corner to support, this is someone that you can talk to, confide in. If not, this is spirit saying you have spirit and God on your side at all times. one faithful friend. If you need some help, just ask for it. And you know, your ancestors, your spirit team, your guides, your angels, the archangels, and even God cannot help you unless you ask for it and want it and are willing to do the work to, you know, make those things happen, and have that, you know, additional assistance from the Most High, whatever you believe in, or, you know, those physical people in your circle that are there. They can help you, right? Respond with grace. And I'm feeling like really that's that Venus and Gemini and the Mars and Cancer energy. Respond with grace. You may have a lot of crazy, off the wall, scattered all over the place thoughts and feelings that may cause an internal pressure, may not make you feel the best. And this is telling you, the spirit is saying, that really take the time to think about what you want to say and how you feel before you know, come across to another person. Because with this Mars in Cancer and this Venus in Gemini, we really don't know what another person is thinking, or what anybody else feels. And it's important to respond in a way that is not triggering or aggressive or causing some type of, um, you know, struggles and conflicts in a relationship. This is very like, tread lightly, watch your mouth, you know, very much so. Understand that things might not always be how they seem, but you can come across and let God shine through. Like, this card in spirit is saying basically, you know, use the unconditional love that you have, or even the conditional love, if that's what it is, that you have to come across to other people in a way that still shows love and understanding, even if it's, you know, not what you agree with. And then I didn't even look at this card at first while I was talking. That's so crazy, but not so black and white. It's a zebra. If you look at, that's gorgeous. So it's like, not so black and white. Things are not exactly how they seem. They may not be exactly what it looks like, which is funny because that resonates and correlates with this illusory obstacles. Not so black and white. Things are not exactly what they seem. You know, it's things are not as simple as they, you know, can be. But and it just really is an energy of, there are a lot of things under the surface, or that are, you know, behind the scenes, that are influencing a situation. And if you are not fully, you know, aware of, or in, you know, the understanding of that, it's really saying, take the time to get to the bottom of a situation and understand it, get the information that you need, you know, so that you can, you know, cross those obstacles, get those things out of your way, or, you know, reestablish these relationships, have the communication that you need. It's a very important time. We're gonna have a full moon in Scorpio this month. So it's like, especially not so black and white. Things can be a little complex, a little complicated, a little, you know, not the best way, you know, not simple. You know, it's like, you really have to get into a situation, feel it through, understand it, and like make peace with it. And then in the bottom of the deck, be neutral, keep an open mind. You know, again, we're all going through different things, we're in different spaces. So with this overall energy of be neutral, it's like, be Switzerland. Like, if you see an issue that's not your issue and you can't help with that issue, it's like, stay out of that issue. But at the same time, if people are bringing information to you, that's just information. That's how they feel. That's a situational. That may be a fact, but it's outside of you. And so take it with a grain of salt. Basically, don't let the things that can affect, that can really like be insignificant triggers that really don't mean anything. Learn to ignore those things, focus on what matters, but also keep an open mind, because there is a lot to learn. There's so much to, you know, be aware of and attract into your life. But it takes having that open mind, having that crown chakra open, and really just, you know, tapping in. This is definitely going to be a time, especially with Saturn and Pisces. This is a time of like, really tap in, get that information, really do what needs to be done, but have your own boundaries and also respect other people's boundaries. So, that's all for that. And then I'm gonna shuffle these cards just real quick. We're gonna get some advice and get up out of here. And once again, this is Thursday. I wouldn't say this is the truth and nothing but reading, but it's Thursday. This is the information. The cards don't lie. I'm channeling spirit, and I have no reason to convey anything other than what is being brought to my attention. And that's that keeping an open mind. Like, even if I'm not feeling the same way that you're feeling, or if there's information that I may not agree with completely, I'm still keeping an open mind enough to, you know, allow that to be a part of my space and take it in, and at the same time not affecting me. Okay, so we'll do one more shuffle. I'm gonna get a couple cards. Oh wow, my video just changed. I just saw the Magician. So basically saying it's a masculine energy, but you have all the tools that you need to make whatever it is happen that you're wanting to happen, right? You have all the tools and resources and energy that you need. It's just a matter of putting things together so that they come together and put out that energy that you're looking for. Queen of Cups in the reverse. So it's like something in your energy has not been nurtured, taken care of. Something is not, getting that TLC that it needs. And it could be outside of you, meaning you need to put that TLC loving energy into or towards something. Or it could be like you're needing to be nurtured or taken care of in some way that you haven't been. And with the Magician that I just saw, it's like I'm seeing you can self-nurture and put that energy into yourself if need be, but also there may be someone coming towards you that wants to nurture and take care of you, give you love, make you feel good for this tourist season. And I'm here for that, you know. But make great choices, use your own discernment, and we all have free will. Take what resonates and what doesn't. This is general. Um, Grind on Me just came out, so it's like hit that grindstone. It's time to hustle, get that money, hard work. It's time to make something happen that you want to happen. Like, and then the Three of Pentacles. That's forward movement. That's progress, progression. On the card, it's something being officiated. It's two people coming together in union. It's a wedding, but I see it as progress, as moving forward, as momentum. And that is in a sense what was going on in the energy. Like, you have these two people, and then you have the officiator, and these vows that are being made, this contract that is coming together, and this new life that is being started and pushed forward. I apologize. We got someone's on the phone. So excuse me if you do hear that. And then finally, okay, two cards. Was this in the upright? Did I just turn this upside down? No, I didn't. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So it's like the storm is over, conflicts are over now. The fight is over. Nobody has to feel like they need to be on the defense. But we have the King of Cups and the Fool. So it's like emotional maturity and IQ, having really like that empath ability to understand how you feel, acknowledge how someone else feels, and if you have to, put yourself in their shoes so that we can all make those decisions that we need to make that are a balance of the head and the heart. And then we have the Fool card. It's funny, this was it in the upright? I can't remember. We have the Fool card in the reverse, and that's an energy of the wise old sage. Like, in the upright, it's an energy of um jumping forward, taking a leap of faith, moving forward without having all the answers, because you know that you're blessed and taken care of. In the reverse, the Fool card represents like having gone down that journey, having lived by faith, having experience and wisdom, and knowing how to move forward with that, doing what's making the best decisions based on the wisdom and information that you have. And so I'm getting like overall, especially with the Seven of Cups in the reverse, it's like using that knowledge, using that emotional energy, and it can be a manipulative, narcissistic energy sometimes in the reverse on in the shadow aspects. But it's like using that emotional energy, knowing and understanding how you feel, and using that information to make the best decisions that make other people also feel, not bad. And like the magician, the fool, and the king of cups, is like you have all the tools, all the information, all the knowledge, and the experience and the wisdom to make the decision that feels the best for you. And you don't have to fight it. Like taking the path of least resistance, you know, and working with people. The seven of wands in the upright usually is like a fighting energy, like a conflict energy. Like I can't work with you. Like we can't participate and cohabitate, co-create together. It's not meshing. The math isn't mathing. But in the reverse, it's the opposite. It's like we can work together. I don't have to be on the defense. We can, let our walls down a little bit and be at peace together. So I'm really feeling like whatever that was traumatic, that was a painful learning experience, or just painful, period, in the sense where you're not any longer dealing with the person that you used to deal with in the same way, and it's causing some type of imbalance in your life. I'm really seeing like the cooperation is coming, the balance is coming, that you have the maturity and the EQ to get to that point. And just don't worry, is what I'm really getting with that seven. Like the whole thing is like somebody's been worried, stressed, in pain, dealing with something and avoiding it in a way. But at this point, it's like things are either going to be dealt with or things are going to fall away, and don't worry, follow the path of least resistance. You'll get there. Let's get one more card and then we're going to get up out of here. But also, yes, thank you guys so much, for supporting me, being a part of my channel and experience. It means so much to me. I would not be here without y'all. Okay. Last card that came out, and it's funny. Okay, so this is it's supposed to be in here. It's a different card from the whole deck, but this is like a stack of 3 different decks. This card is the Temperance card. It's like Sagittarius energy. It's divine timing. It's your guardian angels. It's like being protected. So basically, everything is gonna work out how it's supposed to work out in the time that it's supposed to work out. Have faith and believe that things are gonna work out because they are when they're meant to. You can't rush universe, spirit, God, but at the same time, as long as you're doing what you need to do, not stopping, not looking back, and just focusing on what needs to be done and having the faith that everything will work out, it's already done, right? And in the overall energy, like somebody has been reminiscing. Nights like this, nights like this, I wish raindrops will fall, right? So it's like a very reminiscent energy, which not surprising. We're going into a Mercury retrograde, but it's very much so energy of looking back at the past. And I'm hoping, for you, it's looking back at the past with a pleasant, aura, and having those good memories, feeling good about what has been, not harping and really being stuck in those energies and experiences that you've had, and those memories that traumatize you and not make you feel good. Like it's time to really like, and I just got like, it may be a time to really look at that thing that really made you feel good, made you feel passionate and alive, that you were doing a while ago, that really was helping your life and was pushing you forward in the best way. Like it's time to really look at that thing, maybe refine it, maybe remake it, but something from your past that made you feel good and healthy is probably something really good to get back into. Definitely something to get back into. But with all that being said, like things are gonna work out. I just cut the deck. I hate that I love you in the reverse. Somebody loves to love you, wants to love you, or is hating themselves because they love you. But that's it. Anything else? Comment down below. I'm gonna put my information down in the description box. Email me. I am doing personals and I am doing natal chart readings. And thank you, thank you, thank you. You're already gamer. Thank you, thank you. Um, with all that being said, my name BK. I say namaste. stay in the blessed way. And I love you all day. Watch another one. See you soon. And that's all, folks.